if your objective in life is to compound assets and be successful and be wealthy and so on, it's a relatively simple game if you just do a few things. And one of the most important things is you're already asking me the question when you're too old. So I wish you asked me this question when you were 7 years old, because we lost 12 years, man. We lost 12 years that we cannot bring back. But it's better than asking me this question when you're 30 years old. So it's not too bad. 19 is not a bad age. One of the things to keep in mind is that the laws for individual retirement accounts, IRAs, are that you could be 6 months old and you can have an IRA. There's no minimum age to have an IRA. The requirement is that the money that you put into an IRA has to be wages earned by you. Okay, so for example, if you were 15 years old and you did some odd jobs and worked at a McDonald's, whatever, and you made, let's say, $10,000 in a year, for example, you could put 5 or 6 thousand of that. I don't know what the exact number is. I think it's 6,500 into an individual retirement account. You could put up to 100% of those earnings into an individual retirement account, and they would be tax sheltered. They would not be taxed until they're withdrawn. And if you did in a Roth IRA, they're taxed upfront but never taxed later. So having fluency in the US tax code is important. Being able to compound money in a tax-free manner is important. So when my daughter was 19, actually she was 18, when my daughter was 18, she just finished high school and she got a summer job and she made, I think, $5,000 or $6,000 that summer. And she was living at home and didn't have any expenses, etc. So the 5,000, 6,000 was just sitting there, basically wasn't used. And I had told her, listen, if you want to take my advice, I would just put this money into an IRA. And if you trust me, you can give me power of attorney and I can manage that. So she did that. She opened an IRA. And one time she went to school at NYU, and one time we were living in California then, and I used to pick her up at 2 or 3 in the morning at LAX when she'd come home. And so one time we had a long drive, like more than an hour. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning and we were driving back. So I said, this is a good time to talk about the power of compounding with her. And so I said, look, that $5,000 you put in your IRA. So let's say, for example, because I'm only going to put it in 1 or 2 stocks, concentrate the hell out of it. Let's say it grows at 15% a year. So I asked her, what would that amount be when she turned 68, which was 50 years from now? So if you know the rule of 72, which you can Google if you don't know that, 72 divided by 15 is 5. Basically, 15% compounded will double every 5 years. 5,000 is going to become 10,000 in 5 years. It's going to become 20,000 in 10 years, 40,000 in 15 years, so on. 50 years is 10 5-year periods. That's 2 to the power of 10. 2 to the power of 10 is 1,024. Let's throw away the 24 because I like easy math. So 5,000 times 1,000 is 5 million. So the 5,000 that she made at 18, at the age of 68, 15% annualized compounded is $5 million. And then I told her at 19, you might do another internship. You might make a little bit more money, but let's say you save another 5,000. At 69, that's going to be another $5 million. And at some point, you're going to graduate, I told her, 22 or something, and you'll make maybe 100,000 a year. And you might save 10, 20,000. And you might be able to put that away because you can now do a 401k and an IRA and so on. So I asked her, and by now she's wide awake. She was falling asleep, but she's wide awake. So I said, you keep doing this, and after 10, 15 years, your income might be $250,000 or something, and it keeps going and you keep saving. So how much money do you have when you're 70? And she said, I don't know, it's too big a number. There weren't a lot of heroics required to do that. Now, you can take that 15% compounding rate down to even 8 or 9%. And even then, the number will be very large. The key is, from the age of 19, I cannot do anything about what happened in the past in life because you never came and talked to me when you were 7. It's terrible, but that's okay. Okay, but at least we've talked today. So from here on out, You can stop making the mistakes you made in the past. And so spend less than you earn always. Put the money to the max if you can in a retirement account and let it compound. One of Munger's best quotes is, do not interrupt compounding unnecessarily. So we're not going to go on vacation or, empty the 401k or empty the IRA or go to Hawaii or something or buy a fancy car and all of that. We're going to live a happy life, and a happy life doesn't need a lot of money. And like, for example, once a week, my partner and I have dinner at Costco. Okay. Both of us have hot dogs, the drinks are free, and I might sometimes get a slice of pizza. It's like $6. It's a great date night. And I get to spend an hour in the most orgasmic place on, Costco. I just watch the swarms of humanity so happy with their loaded carts as they leave Costco. It's a great date, and the price is right. And then the next night we go for dinner at some fancy place. It's like $200 and it wasn't even as good. So I'd say just do all your dates at Costco. Then that means you met the right person. And basically you keep compounding and you're done. You live a good life, you put some away, and then you wake up one day, you look to your left and look to your right, and those people who are your peers, they're way back from where you are. And you can't even see them from where you are. And that's it.